The Intergalactic Academy of Elite Sciences was an institution known for its diverse student body. Aliens from every corner of the galaxy attended, each species bringing unique skills and perspectives. But nothing could have prepared them for the arrival of the first human student, a Deathworlder, no less. Humans were an anomaly. Originating from a Category 5 death world, Earth was notorious for its harsh conditions. The planet teemed with dangers, wild beasts, volatile weather, and an unforgiving ecosystem. Other species whispered about humans, the so-called Deathworlders, who had somehow survived and thrived on such a lethal planet. It was no surprise when the announcement of Earth's participation in the Academy caused a stir. The human's name was Jack Carter, a tall, unassuming figure who had transferred in the middle of the semester. Most alien students were curious about him, wondering if the rumors about humans were exaggerated. Still, the anxiety in the air was palpable. The day that truly shattered their preconceptions came during the Physical Aptitude Training, PAT class, a mandatory gym class where students practiced agility, strength, and endurance exercises. For most alien species, these sessions were controlled and highly regulated, ensuring the safety of participants, given their varying physical capabilities. What they didn't account for was a Deathworlder participating in their midst. The class instructor, Instructor Zlather, a towering Bruton with a dozen muscular arms, stood at the front of the gymnasium, giving instructions. Today, you will face the Gauntlet of Resilience. This is an obstacle course designed to push your limits. Remember, each species is unique, and you will be competing based on your natural abilities. This is not a test of dominance, but of cooperation. Most of the students were excited. The Veldraks, known for their speed, buzzed with anticipation, their insectoid legs twitching. The Traloks, a species built like stone pillars, prepared to showcase their impressive endurance. Jack stood quietly among them, stretching. His plain gym clothes seemed out of place amid the array of biosuits, armored skin, and hovering exoskeletons. Instructor Zlather's eyes fixed on him. Human Carter, are you aware of the course's dangers? We have programmed the gauntlet to accommodate your biological limitations. Jack raised an eyebrow, but smiled politely. Thanks for the concern, but I think I'll be fine. The alien students exchanged glances, some smirking. How could this soft-skinned creature handle the gauntlet, which was designed to challenge some of the galaxy's toughest species? The course began with the sound of a loud buzzer, and the students launched into action. The first obstacle was the Pit of Wind, a deep chasm that could only be crossed by utilizing the updrafts from artificially generated wind currents. Most students leaped across, their wings or levitation packs helping them soar. Jack, however, took a deep breath, sprinted forward, and jump star. The alien students gasped as he flew across the gap, his body twisting mid-air with perfect precision. He landed with a roll on the other side, dusting off his hands like it was no big deal. Did he just? A Veldrak muttered, clicking its mandibles nervously. Next came the wall of spikes, a vertical climb where the walls periodically shot out sharp, retractable blades. The students navigated it cautiously, relying on their multi-limbed agility or external tools. Jack didn't hesitate. He gripped the wall with his bare hands and began scaling it with terrifying speed. His reflexes were beyond anything the alien students had ever seen. As the spikes shot out, Jack simply dodged, twisting his body as if he could sense the danger before it even happened. By the time the others had cautiously reached halfway, Jack had already vaulted over the top. Whispers spread through the class. Is that normal for a human? What kind of death world produces someone like that? The final challenge, the gravity chamber, was where the real horror began. Inside this dome, gravity fluctuated wildly, shifting from low to high in unpredictable patterns. Alien students typically struggled here. Their bodies adapted to specific gravitational conditions. Many stumbled or floated awkwardly, their limbs and exoskeletons trying to recalibrate. But not Jack. As the gravity surged, pressing the students to the floor, he planted his feet firmly and continued moving, like it was nothing. When the gravity dropped, he pushed off the floor and controlled his fall with graceful precision. Every movement was calculated, every shift in gravity anticipated. It was as if he had trained his whole life for conditions far more extreme than this. Instructor Lather's eyes narrowed in disbelief as the human reached the end of the course without breaking a sweat. The other students, some limping, others panting heavily, could only stare at Jack in awe or terror. After the session, the locker room was filled with hushed conversations. One of the Veldraks, Kothrai, finally approached Jack, her compound eyes wide with curiosity. "Human Carter? How? How did you do all that?" Jack shrugged, a casual smile on his face. "I mean, it wasn't that tough. Back on Earth, we deal with all kinds of crazy stuff. Gravity changes, unstable terrain, dangerous animals, you name it. Just part of life." Kothrai buzzed her wings nervously. "Your planet. It truly is a death world, isn't it?" Jack nodded. "Yeah, Earth can be pretty harsh, but it's home." The alien students exchanged glances again, this time with a newfound respect and fear. That day, the Academy learned that Deathworlders weren't just survivors. They were thrivers. And while the alien students had entered gym class expecting to see a fragile human barely keep up, they left realizing that humans were not just tough. They were terrifying. Word of the humans' performance spread quickly throughout the Academy, and soon, Jack Carter was no longer just the first human student. He became a living legend, a Deathworlder whose very presence in a gym class had left an indelible mark on the minds of every alien who witnessed it.